So in the latest SAS Club magazine, I noticed this montage from Nolene of Jupiter, right here where I'm waving the mouse, okay? These spots, especially the ones on the left-hand side here, or the Great Red Spot, left-hand side and the right-hand side, they're about what looks to me like about 20 minutes of rotation apart between these two. And you can do a three-dimensional, cross-eyed three-dimensional image if they're reasonably close. If they're too far apart in time, for instance, it almost looks like from that position to there, it's a little bit longer than from that position there to there. So if they're fairly close but different in time, you can make a three-dimensional image out of it. So I'll show you how to do it. I'm going to choose these two images here. I'm just going to zoom in, make them a bit bigger. Hopefully it won't get too pixelated, because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut and paste them. Whoops, wrong way, here we go. That'll do. So at that scale, Control Alt print screen, we'll do a screen grab in Windows. Then the Windows key, I'll crank up Paint, and there it is. And when it starts up, I'll just Control V to paste it in. And I'm just going to grab with this rectangle lasso these images. So I'm going to make it so it's got about equal distance of black to the left as on the right, and both of those will be about half that distance. So you'll understand what I mean in a second. So looking at that, I want about there on this side, there we go, about that height, and about the same on the right hand side, and the same blackness above and below. That'll do. Control X will copy it to the clipboard, and then File New, don't save. Control V will paste it into this image here. Come on, over here. I'll just size the white bit around the edge so that it's not going to appear in the final image when I save it. So that's what's going to save. File, save as JPEG, and you'll see on my desktop I've already got an example copy of it right there. So all I've done is saved it like that with that name Jup 3D. Okay. So once I've done that, well, I'll save over the top of it now if you like. Do you want to replace it? Yes. And I'll show you how you view it just so you know. It's showing up. Here we go. So here's Jup 3D. I'll double click it on my desktop. The way you go cross-eyed for 3D, the easiest way is the following when it cranks up. So if you place your eyes about 400 millimeters away from the screen, so you can kind of put your arm at full length in front of you with your finger very close, your index finger very close to the screen at that arm's length, and your finger, main index finger, will be about in that position there, about a centimetre off the screen. So holding your head in that position, slowly bring your index finger towards your nose, always looking at your fingernail, the tip of your index finger. And what you'll notice is as you do that, that these two images will gradually merge into a single ball behind, kind of like behind your finger. And the trick is not to kind of take your eyes off that point where your index finger is, because at that point where you're a little bit cross-eyed, that's why the image appears as a ball in the background. And the trick there at that point is to slowly move your index finger downwards away from your vision while still being cross-eyed, and you'll see that ball remaining in the background, and it'll look in 3 dimensions. It's quite an amazing little trick. So that's how I created the image, and you can do it at any time when you've got a slight parallax, a slight difference in the position of the objects in the background. And because it is a round object, naturally the stuff right at the front here moves faster than the stuff at the edges appears to move, and that's how the 3 dimension is actually created. Your eye, when it merges those two images, recognizes that this bigger change in shift here compared to the edges, and it makes it appear like a ball. It's quite an interesting trick. So that's how you do it, that's how you create it, and that's how you do the three-dimensional viewing. It's pretty good fun. Cheers.